And it's good to know that, hey, there's some love in the air. You know, we talk about too much negativity. That that negativity in our community, Black History Month, we're reminded of the struggle that Martin Luther King, Megan Everett's, and a host of others go through to get us where we are today in history. Having our civil rights, and they're more violated today than they were then. We got people destroying the lives of each other. You know, the best way to get rid of people is to turn them against themselves. We're losing young people at an alarming rate. We're losing people that look like us. We're the biggest story in the news. We're the biggest story in the news. But today, let's talk about some Valentine's Day stuff. Let's talk about love. We have to talk about love more. Because love is the key to all things on the planet Earth, you know. And, I'm not no holy roller, as they say when you talk about religion. But the reason why religion is there and Jesus came into the world is to show us how much love that his Father had for us. That he loved us regardless of the things we have done. He will forgive us. All we have to do is believe in him. Valentine's Day. That's what we should remember, that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son so that you and I could have a chance for everlasting life. Not everlasting life here on earth, but once we leave earth and return to him, that he will forgive us for our sins and we move forward. But as we continue, Valentine's Day here on earth means the love of your life. You know, do you have a significant other? Do you believe in celebrating Valentine's Day? And that's the point today is, just to break away for a moment, a moment of happiness, some joy, and because Valentine's Day is coming, I'm doing a little contest on WVDM radio, which for those that may not know, I come on every day live on Live 365, the app, and you can download it. Or on Facebook, you can go to my WVDM page, um, and the link, or whenever I come on, before I start the show, I'll come on for 2 or 3 minutes to let you know. And in that video is a link that you can click on and take you right to the radio station. It's 24/7. 24/7 means 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but Monday through Fridays. And I'm thinking about standing it on the weekends for the young people, because I'm going to be doing a contest for them as well after Valentine's Day. They should be, you know, you know, being too romantic, unless, making sure they buy something for their mom or a card for the dad, brothers and sisters. But I'm going to do a Pacific contest for them, because I tell people all the time, we do a lot of stuff in the neighborhoods or communities, but how many things that we do in our community for young people? So I'm going to be bringing back the Dream Maker on Saturdays, and I call it the Dream Maker, the cleanup hour, where I play some snippets of music uh, for them to get up and, help their mom or their dad around the house, get their room clean. They're always talking about going to the mall. They're always talking about, hey, I want to go to the movies. I need some money. And where's my allowance? Can I get an extra $10 or $15? I'm gonna be doing something to give them a chance to win some prizes as well. Our young people, we sometimes fail to realize we don't give them. They don't have a lot of activities, as the Bible say. Uh, the idle mind is the devil workshop, and we should not be losing our kids because they don't have things to do. And the things that we decide to do is, as they say, A day late and a dollar short from the old school way. A day late and a dollar short. Because we have to wait till things get out of hand to try to make sure we show them that we care and love them. I know you get up and go to work every day. Every day. You're at the work. You go do that 9 to 5 to pay the bills and, put some food on the table and, maybe take them for a ride around the corner. But that's what we have to do because we're supposed to do those things because we brought them into the world. We're responsible for that. But we're going to be doing something for the youth. That's what I do. That's what I do. But like I said, I'm going to start next week. You know, I don't know how long I will do it because I'll be giving away this young man here, KC, the dangerous one, lyrical life lessons, episode 2.0. He's going to autograph some copies for me to be able to give away to some of the listeners when I do my radio show Monday through Fridays. And I might give away one or two a day. We'll see. And if you can answer the question when I'm doing my show, you'll be able to win. It's something simple. I might ask, what day were you born on? And don't make up nothing because I'm a researcher before I give it, before I, pick the winner. I mean, something simple, how many hours you work a day, just want to make it fun. Just to say, we want to support our local artists. And he is one of our local artists. And this is his new EP, and we all, like to win stuff. And like I said, as they say, the winning is just beginning, so I'm going to have a 30-second Valentine Day and thing. And when you hear it play or see it on Facebook, you'll have maybe 5 minutes. The text me your name and number, and when you do, I'll call you back or text you back and ask you one simple question. It's gonna be something simple, Just want to make it fun, and you get a chance to win this KC, the Dangerous One EP, and he's going to autograph it to you, the winner, or to a person you might want to give it to. You might want to get it for your wife. You might want to get it for your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, however that, whoever you want to give it to. You might want to give it to one of your kids. Don't matter. It's a romantic type EP. And plus, it gives you a chance and an opportunity to get to know our local artists and to support them just by being a part of the contest. That all begins Monday, and I'll have a special, I don't know if I have it by then, but hopefully I'll have it before the contest is over. But nevertheless, I'm going to do my best to do some things to bring back, some fun. So I want you to hit the share button while you're here today and invite some people over and let them know that, we're gonna, so they could be a part of the Best of the 757 Community Talk Show. And if you see me looking down, I'm not asleep. I'm just, making sure everything is operating right. But if you got any comments or you just want to send a shout out or just send a shout out from where you're from, if you're looking or viewing, let me know where you're looking from. You can send me a text message through this video. And want to make sure that everybody's having a great time. That's what it's about. Let me move on to something else, and also because it is Black History Month, this is part of our history too. No justice, no peace. I think sometimes they, we have to do the marching and stuff, and we're losing too many young people and people of color. But Martin Luther King, and we march, we got our civil rights, uh, and I just show some of the pictures. These are the pictures of the people, Martin Luther King, and you know Rosa Parks, and I forgot to get the names of the other ones, and but you get to me. But I want to say that I want to play this for Black History for the month, and I try to play it
and culture.
month.
Black History Month actually started as Negro History Week.
Why did that then start over? What's going on with that? You know, that is something crazy. Whenever you're doing something, you ever notice it never
In
works the way it's supposed
1926
to?
by Carter G. Woodson. The goal of Black History Week was to educate African Americans about their cultural background and instill in us a sense of pride in our race.
I'll
But in
let
the
it
words
play
of a
over.
well-known actor, you're
There's no
going to
way I can
relegate
start
Black
from the
history to
beginning
a
because-
month? Black history is American history. All African Americans have to keep in mind the truth in this statement, and they and their children stand on the shoulders of many who came before them, such as Martin Luther King Jr., Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks, Thurgood Marshall, Madam C.J. Walker, and many others. Black history is American history and should be recognized as such by everyone and not just one race. This public service announcement was sponsored by B48 Productions and Maestro Advertising.
I'm gonna see if I can get it to replay. I can replay it. I'm just gonna go ahead and replay it. I thought it was
Throughout the
already
month of
queued up.
February, Black History Month celebrate the contributions of African Americans to American history and culture. Black History Month actually started as Negro History Week in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson. The goal of Black History Week was to educate African Americans about their cultural background and instill in us a sense of pride in our race. But in the words of a well-known actor, you're going to relegate Black history to a month? Black history is American history. All African Americans have to keep in mind the truth in this statement, and they and their children stand on the shoulders of many who came before them, such as Martin Luther King Jr., Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks, Thurgood Marshall, Madam C.J. Walker, and many others. Black history is American history and should be recognized as such by everyone and not just one race. This public service announcement was sponsored by B48 Productions and Maestro Advertising.
Yeah, thank you for listening to that. But I hope you can play that back for let the young people watch this and listen to that, because it's important for us to know what our history is, and it's not all about violence. It's about people that sacrifice the importance of us being free in America. And sometimes when you read the history books, they read it one way, but it's always been Black America. You just got to do your research. It's a lot of research, but the Black man was in America for over thousands of years before Christopher Columbus ever came here. But they don't want you to know that. So that's why they tell you, hear the governor of Virginia saying, oh, we don't want to talk or study, teach race theory in school. You hear what they say. Listen to what they say very carefully. He said they get it when they get in college, because those are college level studies, meaning that you'll get the right history. And college history is not something you just go to YouTube and get. When you're in college, for those that have been through college and might be in college now, that you have to do scholar. You have to go to scholar sites, people that do the research, document stuff for you to get that information. So don't think that they don't have the information there. They just don't want to teach it to elementary school And I know when my son was in elementary school, one of his friends that was white asked him, say, uh, you said you're from Africa. What part of Africa you're from? So they always say, we are from where the pyramids are. But no, we're Africans. We just didn't come from Africa. We are still in Africa. But they ain't gonna tell you that. They're not gonna tell you that this is Africa. So when you do your research, you'll find a lot of information about this continent, because Africa is a big continent. And when we don't do the research, because it takes research and documentation, and the teachers that teach, and when you talk to Africans from Africa, they will tell you, y'all indoctrinated. That's what they'll say. Y'all indoctrinated. Whatever they tell you, you're going to believe it. That's why we have so much problems in America, because we won't work together as Africans. Africans work together. You ever notice all the other people that in America, they work together? It seems like we that are considered from the slave, came over on the slave ships, that we're the only ones that don't work together. And when we don't work together, we don't get the full benefit of helping one another. This picture here that I took with the new senator Aaron Ross, uh, who won the election in Virginia Beach, who's now a state up at the state house, Senator Aaron Ross. This is what Black history is supposed to look like. This is what today history should look like, that we are helping our people in improving the generational wealth and educational system, so that other people can come along and uh, make history and help our people move forward. And congratulations again with Senator Aaron Ross. This was candidate Aaron Ross when I took this with him, but he's now Senator Aaron Ross. And like I said, there's so much that we have to do. But if we work together, and as I try to explain to most people, if we are Black and we're running for any office, we don't have enough Black people to put a Black man as a mayor, city council. It's enough of us. But if the other races don't support the candidacy, you still can't win. So it ain't like white people just hate Black people. If you look at it today, like we hate Black people. So when we work together, when we come together, we all want to live. We all want our kids to have a good life. That's what it's all about. So we have to educate them to do the right things. To do the right things. And also want to pay homage to this young lady right here, who does a show on WVDM Network, Bond Digital Media. It's Georgia Allen, who was a former president of the Virginia Beach NAACP. And I want to tip my hat off to her, because I had talked to her, took 2 or 3 months to do so, to get her to want to be on, come on and do a show, because I wanted a balance. I wanted people to understand that it's not just about sending shout outs to everybody and, putting people on a pedestal. But this young lady even ran for city council, even though she did not make it during the era, but she didn't stop. Now she's back doing a talk show to encourage, educate, and give you the history of different things that are going on in our community. And that's Georgia Allen, GA for Justice, every Thursday from 12 to 1. She's here to give support to the community in bringing on special guests, historical people, as well as local people in Virginia Beach and stuff. So don't forget, if you see her out, if grocery stores or a restaurant, don't forget to thank her for taking time out of her busy schedule and to bring change to our youth and to you. This world is easy. Don't think that, hey, just getting up here and rambling and rolling, you think, oh, that's all they do, just gobble gobble. No, documentation. This is what it's all about. This is why I do this show. As they used to say, if they put it in a book, they won't read it. We already been from the cradle to the grave. They still think that we don't read. Some of us don't, some of us do. Sometimes you just get tired of reading. It's a lot of research, But if you get the right information, then the research was well worth it. And that's why I invited her to do this show. And her name is Georgia Allen. She's the former president of the NAACP. And like I said, if you ever see her, just tune in on Thursdays from 12 to 1 to be here to talk about, see what she's talking about. When I do these shows, you don't have to stay the whole hour if you can. You can just charm in and watch it for a few minutes. That's why I try to make it brief of the topics that I do. So if you want to say, oh, let me find out about that, you can. But and like I said, we are here to try to inform, embrace, and to cultivate. And of course, you all know who this couple is. He's the first in modern time, the 20th century, the first Black president. There was 6 other presidents before President Obama that were Black, So we won't get into that. That's another history story. But there were 6 others, but they just don't talk about it as much. That's why you have to do your research, because the knowledge, the information is there for them. And the first lady, it never said about who was the first lady Black that was in the at the time of the 6 Blacks was in office. But we do have history, and our history is long, and it's not always violent. We did tremendous things. This Tuesday, I'm bringing back to the show Black Russian Incorporated, Black Russian Inc., Black Russian Records, and the CEO is Big Rodney. Friday, they and his artist that he has signed right now is this young lady here. Her name is Jadabarbee. Her EP was released yesterday, and a reason why I keep bringing her on is to get you familiar with this young lady. She's I forgot to ask her age. Even young or old, women don't want you to ask. Don't ask my age. Oh, why you being so? But she didn't say that. But I know this. She graduated last year from high school. And she has a lovely voice. Her music, I don't want to play it because it seems that if I do it, I get blocked. Or last time I tried to play it, they took me off totally. Her music is in all music outlets, iTunes, all the music outlets. And the reason why I say iTunes, because I buy all my music through iTunes. I don't want, going from back and forth to different music sites. But she's on all music platforms. And that's the title of the song right there. You see it on the screen, Antagonized. And she'll be here Tuesday to ask you for your support in helping her, with sales. And this music today is so cheap. Most songs that come out uh, at $1.29. That's less than what you go to and get a cup of coffee or a donut. If we inspire and motivate our young people, our, our kids will see people that look like them doing positive things. They say what the mind thinketh is what you become. Our young people see a lot of violence. So the mind is a devil's workshop. And they thinking, hey, that's fun. No, it's not. If you want to use a gun, go join the military. They pay you. And they giving bonuses. They're giving bonuses now if you join. If you want to do something with your life, go get trained professionally and support your country. That supports your community and your neighborhood. With the tax dollars you'll be able to spend. Most of the people that's creating havoc don't even know. They can start their own business. They got There's so many things that is at our fingertips right now because of all the violence and all the negativity and hate going on towards the Black community. There's a lot of opportunities. She'll be here Tuesday, right along with Big Rodney, and we want to support this EP here, Jadabarbee, Antagonize, now in all music outlets. And they put their, when young people do something, they always put those labels, but it's not no curse word, nothing negative in the song. And I please hope that y'all buy it. If you don't just buy it for your kids. Buy it for your kids, so they can. And she used, like antagonize. I ain't even heard of the word until she put it she put it in a song. When she put it in a song, man, this is what it's all about. It gives young people an opportunity to learn a new word, and then they can go and research it. Like I tell people most of the time, I used to be in a special education class. They took me out of the third grade and put me straight into, ungraded class. A couple of years later, they switched it to special ed, that's what it is now. But they took me right out of the third grade. And everything about what they do to young Afro-American men or women is to say that you have a learning curve disorder. And even when they took me out, I was in the third grade. I asked myself questions like, why did they put me in a third grade class? Because I was a little slow in reading. But when I went to the first lady for the ungraded was Miss Overton in Portsmouth, and she was able to work. She said, I don't know why they put you in my class, but you read okay. But I tell you this, if you do your work that I give you, I promise you, as long as you're in my class, I promise you I'll get you out. I don't know why they put you in here, but since you are here, I'm going to work with you. And that's what she did. And I thank her today, even though she might be long gone. But she worked with me and taught me how to do my work, taught me how to spell, taught me how to read better. And it wasn't for her, I wouldn't know what I know today. Thanks to Miss Overton from Portsmouth, from Brighton High School, the new Brighton High School, when they built it. Sometimes we forget to think about the teachers and what they go through today. Our kids need a lot of attention. The negativity that's in their lives is horrific. I do what I do and develop stuff and to try to help them and get them to understand, they can do better. They really can. So I invented, created, and started a comic book. And this is the new one. It's coming out, hopefully by next month. I'm just waiting on some paperwork to clear. It's called The Real Adventures of Captain85. And I want people to hopefully help support that by purchasing it for the kids and for adults. It's a great read. It's short. I just designed it so that it'll be a short read and that it makes it interesting. Like I tell people, if you buy the book, don't give it to them. Don't give it to them. Set it on the table. Put it in. I tell teachers, don't give it to them. Just put it in with all the other books they're going to read. I've done my homework. And when I did my first one, and the teachers would write me back saying, whoa, I think you got something. I think you got something here. Because I put it in with other books and I didn't have but the two that you gave me, and they were fighting over to read it. I got letters from schools here, the kids, and people would say, my kids read the book and wow, I ain't never seen nothing like it. Some people bought it I gave it to a couple of people for their kids, not this one, but the first one. And the guy came back there. He was a real estate guy. And he said, man, I was in the house and it got so quiet. I didn't know what my daughter was doing. So I went looking for it because it was so quiet in the house. Normally don't be quiet. He said, I walked up the steps and opened her door to see was she in there. And she was on the bed reading your book. She ain't never been that quiet in the house. And, people would come in the club when I used to manage in Picasso's. And, they would walk up to me and say, did I hear them call you Captain85? I say, yes, ma'am. How may I help you? They said, do you have a comic book? Yeah. And you gave some away over at Norfolk State? I said, yes, I did. And you gave it, my daughter got one of your books. And she said she loved it to death. And this was a white lady, and it has the same effect on black and white, not just here. I've been to other states. I sold the book to other, Catholic schools and stuff. I gave them away in New York to the Book Fest, which comes up next month, which I'll be doing again with this one. And I got, a letter back of recognition. And the lady said, man, we had over 100,000 books donated from the top publishers. And the kids were only talking about your book. And I'm like, wow, I really appreciate that. Because at some time I was about to give up because it's expensive. And, it's expensive and trying to do the things and pay because I'm not a comic book painter artist. I mean, I can, but I don't like to do tedious work. It means you have to take time to do that. So I hire people, and even hiring people to do it, I even had to sit with them for a couple of hours or 2 or 3 hours when we got together just to write and design stuff. And I write the stories, and then they're like, can I change it around a little bit? Yeah, just a little bit, but no. Can I put this character in fighting your character? I said, no, my character is not to fight in no scenes, because it's not about violence. You're teaching kids violence. My character is designed to teach you to love yourself and to love others. That's what Captain 85 stands for. It's not to be fighting, it's to fight against the negativity, the energy that you absorb each and every day, the frequency of the music to get you to believe that nobody cares about you. This is the coloring book that I'm releasing soon. Hopefully next month. They both will be out by March. I'm just waiting on paperwork to get everything done. This is called The Real Adventures of Captain 85 coloring book. And this too is designed for all nationalities and race, you know. And I hope that you will support by buying one or both. And because gun violence is not bullying, is not just one thing in our community. With those two things going on with our young people, it's now I designed the coloring book because it talks about mental health. This is a mental health issue. Our young people hear gunshots in their neighborhood or their community, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to debate. I am concerned about our young people. That's what I do. What I do. I've been doing this for years. But I want you to know that I will never, never abandon young people. You know, sometimes it get weary, it gets hard. But one thing I know for sure that if we continue to work at this together, we can resolve the problem. That is why I have young people and not so young people, young in mind but not in age, to come on and talk about their experience of growing up, their experience in doing the things that they do to do things. And with my contest, also, this is a poster of the character that hopefully I'm doing a contest where they will be able to win a poster. Okay. But these posters will be on sale as well. Uh, I don't know if I'll keep that background. I'll talk to the print company. I might keep this as a special edition um, of the character. And I want young people to know that this fight is not one man's fight. Right now, I'm working uh, with I call it Captain 85 Street and Web Commandos uh, fan club for those that want to join or parents that want to join their kids. And the contribution is like $5 to be a member. And that money will go to a good cause, you know, uh, in the membership. And I'll explain more about that when I launch it, because when you talk about too many things, you know, people have a tendency to say, hey, I never thought about that. But as I try to explain to people, I've been doing this for years. I've been doing this for years, developing this character. I started back in the 70s. I was reading the Bible and everything about my character's design from the Bible. That's why when I hire different artists or writers to work with me, so I can get stuff done expeditiously to get it out to the public. And most people today that write books, they get ghostwriters, and that's what I do: get ghostwriters. And but the stories are all mine. You know, so many people. I got so much stuff. People are trying to get me to do documentaries, books about my life, and someday I'll get there. But the only thing I'm concerned about today is this character as a vanguard, as a mascot, whatever you want to call it, for our young people. It's about them. It's not about me. Everything I've been working on ever since the 70s, I designed it for the young people. You know, that's why my name is Captain 85. But again, it's not just about what I do, it's the purpose behind what I do. And once I begin this major campaign, I will be bringing other people, celebrities on, and to help out, and to bring them on the show to talk about things. I'm doing a special show on Wednesday. Wednesday, yeah, right, Wednesday. And information about what's going on at the Hive. The Hive is now, it's a new year. They got new opportunities, new funding, new programs, and that's the location down off Independence. Is right across from the bank. Well, it's right on the corner where the Wesleyan Hotel is. This is the corner, and the Wesleyan Hotel is on the other side. This is the parking garage where you would park at to go to the restaurants. And this is, if you walk around the corner of that parking lot, the Hive sits right on the corner of Independence. But I'll get that information on Wednesday. It's called the Hive, where business thrives. And this is, for Afro-American and minority businesses to get information. If you're trying to open up a business, they got you. If you're trying to find funding, they got you. It's nothing you can do and this young lady will be here to talk about it on Wednesday, about the Hive. And her name is Autumn Bailey. She'll be here Wednesday from 12 until 1, letting you know about the great things the Hive have put in place for 2023. If you're trying to get a loan that you don't have to pay back, they got you. If you're trying to do business with Virginia Beach, they got you. It's up to you to want to get more information. She will be here Wednesday. Wednesday, she will be here. This is a special addition to this program because her schedule is busy, and I got other guests during the week, and we can get you more information. Again, it's the Hive on Independence, and that's what the building looked like. So if you ride by it, all you got to do is you get to Independence, look across the street coming from Norfolk. You're coming off the interstate. You'll be coming right past it going towards Virginia Beach Boulevard, and look up and you'll see it before you pass it. It's that brown building, and it's called the Hive. And the person that's responsible for that building being used as a minority business, and this young lady here, that's City Councilman Sabrina Wooten, who loves love for Virginia Beach. She's been doing great things ever since she's been elected to City Council, and we must join together. We make it a point to go to clubs and go to after work parties. Why can't we get a group together to go to the City Council, flood City Council? They got a bigger City Council chamber now. You can get at least 100 or 200 people in there now. There ain't no excuse. Ain't no excuse on Tuesday nights that we now have 4 Afro-American Black men and women on City Council without them looking out there and seeing people that look like us on City Council. And we got to do better. We get them in office and leave them by themselves. We should not have to do that. We should show up and listen to what's going on, because our future generation depend on us getting the information that we need. If it wasn't for this lady being a city council, we may not even have the hive. We not have the information about grants. If it wasn't for Bruce Smith, the NFL, uh, he's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's a NFL Hall of Famer who put up money for a disparity study when the city wouldn't do it. He spent his own dime to get things moving forward. That's why you have something in the water. That's why you have people being elected to city council that look like us. He didn't have to do it. He could have took that money and took a vacation every week and go around the world. But he didn't do it. He could have bought a new car and paid for it cash. But he didn't do it. Why can't we understand? We could stop this violence and bullying in our schools, in our homes, in our neighborhood, if we learn to work together. And Black History Month, this young lady has already made Black history because she's on city council. She's a graduate from Old Dominion University. Sabrina Wooten, my hat's off to you, and I will soon be back to city council again. We have tremendous people doing great things. That's why I try to explain to you that we all ain't bad. We all have to look up to the people that's working hard, getting booed, talked about behind their backs, called names. Our journey is not over. Our journey is long. Sometimes you want to give up, but God said, keep being strong. Keep the faith. You'll reach somebody. Somebody will get the hint that God just didn't give this battle to one. He gave it to those that can endure to the end. Black History Month only talks about certain things, but sometimes we forget to talk about the people that are still living, that's still doing baby steps, but still getting things done for your son or daughter, your niece or nephew. We have to start educating our young people about registering to vote. Young people can register to vote now. Don't wait till voting day. Don't wait till it's time to go to the polls. Go get them registered today. Give them a sense of pride. Give them a sense of responsibility. You want to be grown? Okay. You're going to register to vote. That's the first thing. When you get that age, I think it's 17 now, but don't, call the register office to make sure. Let them know that, hey, you ain't got to wait till the last minute no more. You do not have to wait to the last minute anymore to get things done. You can vote now. So let's don't get it twisted. Let's do something positive for a change. Let's do the things that require change in your neighborhood. Let's do something different that will help uplift young people. We got to do better. We cannot keep sitting around thinking that, hey, things just going to change. It doesn't work that way. We have to be able to embed. Mike Jr., what's up? What's up? That's my nephew. Mike Jr. is watching. Hope that everything is well with you and everything is blessed. I just want to let people know that it requires all of us to be able to get out to the polls. Let's educate our young people. Let's get them to understand that if one can do it, everybody can do it. We need more soldiers. You want to fight? You want to make some noise? Register to vote. Register to vote. We don't have to fight each other. We can fight together and win. We can get to the places where some people may not have made it. But we have a chance now. We have a chance. We have a chance to help our next generation. That's what we need to do. Show up and show out. We don't have to work alone. You want to be in a gang? Get your gang to go register to vote. You want to stop the violence? Get your gang to register to vote. If you're tired of police brutality, get your people registered to vote. If you're tired of the way the cities are not doing activities for you, register to vote. If you work at McDonald's or Burger King, you pay taxes. Get rid of the people that ain't doing nothing for you and your friends. You ain't got to go around here shooting, tearing up stuff. Vote them out of office. That's what your fight should be. Getting your people in high school registered to vote. Stop the madness. You are the change makers. You are the future. You are the generation that say you're not going to make it. But tell them you are wrong. In 23, we're going to show you the change that we are going to make. Because we're going to put down that gun. We're going to put that anger away and register to vote. We're going to pick up a pen, a pencil, and register to vote. The power you got in your hand, the power you got in your mind, your frequency is so strong. Why do you think that all this stuff is going on? You have the power to change, but you have to change the way you think. And if you do that, you will see your life changing. You will see your life changing. Because negativity breeds negativity. If you do something positive, then your friend do something positive. Everybody gonna want to know what y'all doing. We going to vote. We taking some of my friends to the register office to register to vote. What? You registered? No. Well, come on, go with us. Then maybe after that we can go to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger or something. Go down to the pool hall or play some games or go to the basketball court. We don't have to keep doing the same thing, getting the same results. Guns are for killing. They're not play toys. So why are you using it like it is? It's not a toy. Once that bullet leaves that chamber, wherever you shoot it up in the air, around the corner, at a building, somebody is going to lose their life. It's going to lose their life. If we don't wake up and fly right, as they used to say back in the old school days, it's going to be too late. Why we keep seeing the same people year after every 4 years, same people coming back with the same story. They keep you and me and our families down. We need to get rid of them. The report came out this week about jobs. And under the President Biden leadership in the Democrats, more jobs were created in 2 years than any president first 4-year terms. 560,000 jobs added, 3.4 unemployment, the lowest since 1969. As quoting President Biden has been our most accomplished and successful president in the past 60 years. So proud to be a supporter. Why can't we see whenever somebody's doing something to uplift families, the Black community, the minorities in this country, they're the worst person that could be a president? We ain't going back. This year, there should be more registered young people voting. If you're going to march, let's make a march going down to the polls. We shouldn't be marching. Those people that's out there, when somebody die, should be a wake-up call. Let's stop marching. They want us to burn down buildings that they ain't making no money. They got insurance on them. Stop putting money in people's pockets. You want to do something? Register to vote. The alarming call. I don't care what it is. Stop marching and march all your friends and people in the march. March them down to the register office. I can guarantee you this. Things will change because it's up to you. It's up to you. We can march, but listen to what I'm saying. How long have we been marching? How many years, decades, centuries have we been marching? I don't think we marched this much during slavery or after slavery. But we got things accomplished. Now, if you want to change things, get things changed by registering to vote. When you march, that's money for the news media. They got every news covered from head to toe. But it's been fun. That's enough for today. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you share this with some other people. This has been the Best of the 757 Community Talk Show with your host, Captain85. Until Tuesday, have a nice weekend.